You go to sleep on December 31, 2019 and wake up the next morning to see the year is 2010 instead of 2020. What do you do first and why? Learn programming and start at the college I'll eventually get to instead of wasting 3 years in the wrong school. Bet on sports. Create a YouTube channel. Move so I never meet my future ex-wife. Take out the biggest loan I can get. Bet everything I got on the Saints winning the Super Bowl 31-17. Groan loudly, because I've got to do that whole damn decade a second time. Obviously I time traveled so I would dedicate my life to studying time travel in order to stop the continuum and eventually get hit by a plane while I'm sleeping in order to save my family. Go for a pee cause I've been holding it in all night. Pet my dog because he'd still be right there when I woke up. He still had a few more years in 2010. Wonder why I fell asleep on New Year's Eve. I would say what the F David Blaine, I'm not signing any release forms. Cry, I'm not doing that again. Invest in Tesla. Dump my girlfriend before she strings me along for months then unceremoniously dumps me. Invest in Bitcoin and wait for the 2017 rush. Try a little harder in school and work harder on relationships. Rush home to my mom's house and get her to a doctor. Spend more time with my grandfather. We were really close when I was little and I wish I made some more memories with him before Alzheimer's made him forget about me. Kiss and hold my husband because cancer sucks balls and in 2010 he was healthy and we were happy. Buy $1,000 in Bitcoin in July 2010 for $0.008 a coin. Sell it in January 2018 when it topped $20,000 a Bitcoin. Live off my $25 bill. You added an extra zero, it would be $2.5 billion. Is that all? Well, forget it then. Tell my dad he has 18 months left. Maybe try to prevent it. Cry because I am 15 again and that was in every way the worst of times. Invest in Bitcoin and put a $1,000 bet on Donald Trump to be President of the United States. You could make the odds astronomical if you also included the UK voting to leave the EU. Turn on my Xbox 360 and play some MW2 with the boys. Take Emma to prom instead of Yvonne. Yvonne. Go back to sleep and hope it's a nightmare. I panic trying to make sure I perform the exact same series of events that gets me my 3 kids. I have to meet my wife and marry her at the same time. I literally have to have sex with my wife at the exact same time or I will uncreate my kids and make some other kid. Unless past me still exists here, then I stay out of his way until he vanishes to the past I guess. So invest in Bitcoin in the meantime. Go change my major. Go back to bed. Cry, I'm now 12 and have to do high school all over again. Take credit for the meme formats in the future. Spend the next week trying to set the clocks in all my appliances to the correct date. Decade savings time. With all the 2020 hindsight. Get laid. So much misread signals and missed opportunities in those days. Walk out of my marriage 10 months before she does. I'd spare myself multiple panic attacks, being physically assaulted, severe depression, dropping 20 pounds, and an ungodly amount of totally unnecessary mental anguish and torment. Turns out everyone in my life already knew what she was like and putting me through, and they were all incredibly supportive. I'd get my diet right and start going to the gym before high school was over. I made my school years much harder than they needed to be because I played too much World of Warcraft and ate like shit. Besides waking up, I guess I'm 10 years old again, so I just play some Minecraft or something. I have winter break after all. Study and actually try in high school, not f up my friendship or at least better mitigate it. Be better at my first relationship. Dude, 2010 was like the most pivotal year. Assuming I'm still the same age and everyone else is 10 years younger, I go and visit my mom. When she asks why I look so much older than I did at Christmas, I tell her that I learned my lesson and will never party that hard on New Year's Eve again. Move to the city where I will meet the love of my life to kick things off early. Confess my feelings to someone before they move. Flip the calendar back to 2020. Go shag my wife when she was 10 years younger. Context is good. Cubs will win the World Series in 2016. I bet $1 million. Well shit. Does that mean I'm 8.5 months pregnant again? Probably warn everyone about 9/11, then slowly realize I got my dates mixed up. Bitcoin. Find my old retainer and shove it in my damn mouth. Dump my girlfriend since she eventually becomes my blood-sucking ex-wife. Change my major to a STEM in undergrad. Time to get Robin Williams some help. Scratch my dick because it's probably itchy. Best top comment ever. Warn the public about natural disasters that will occur in the future. Hey guys, check out this doomsday guy over here. I get my DSI and make sure I start a petition to keep Hatena for Flipnote alive. Call my mom. Spend time W my dad before he dies. Same thing I do every morning, Pinky. Try and take over the world. Obligatory Bitcoin. Probably just sit back and relax, to be honest. Not stress too much over graduating during the height of the recession, knowing it'll get better. Go clubbing. 2010. Fist pumping and grinding was the rage in clubs, and the music was perfect for it. Now, clubs just have the same sounding shitty techno. Enjoy the out of all the music from 2010 to 2014. Really. That was the January I was raped, so I wouldn't go to see that Sublime cover band at Trees in Dallas. I'll stay home and read a book instead. I probably won't settle down and start dressing like a little old lady, so I might not get the promotions that started my career, but I think I'll skip the band. I would delete World of Warcraft. That shit my life up. Then I'll get into playing sport. Funny you mention that, because my first thought when reading this thread was hell yeah, I'll get to play WOTLK again when WoW was at peak popularity. I might actually get a Valanir this time. Probably lose my mind trying to comprehend what just happened. Go straight to a drive, and get treated for ADHD and depression. Then kick ass in college, try my best to not be where I am currently. Well, here's a thought for you. Imagine being asked this question in 10 years' time. You have the equivalent influence right now of someone from the future coming back to the past and changing it. The whole future can be changed by the smallest thing you might do. The present really is the most powerful time to be alive. So you're saying buy Bitcoin now? Warn as many Haitian people as possible. Don't know how. Maybe get on the news and beg and plead that our government would warn them. Altruism done. I guess put a huge bet on Spain winning the World Cup. And of course Bitcoin. Being a newly Wednesday, November 2009, I would run the risk of her divorcing me as I ramble on and on about the future promise of our investments in Apple, Bitcoin, Netflix, etc., as I borrow more and more money to dump into investing. Hug my mom because she'd be alive again and I miss her dearly. Warn my sister that her son is going to be diagnosed with cancer so she can make sure they find it sooner and give him more of a chance. Maybe he'd still be with us. Start looking after myself. Stop my birth control and take a freaking aspirin every day. I had a stroke March 2010 at the age of 19. Messed up so much of my life then and continues to complicate everything. If I had a chance to avoid it, I would do it in a heartbeat. Spend all the time possible with my son who would be 8 and still alive. This may not mean much coming from a stranger on the internet, but I just want to say that I'm truly sorry for your loss. I'm a single father of twin boys. They are 5 years old. They are the light of my life. I couldn't even imagine losing one of them. I don't think I'd ever recover from that. Please, take care. I wish you the best. Buy as many shares of Apple as I can. In 2010, surely it was still fairly high. Couldn't you get a lot more money investing in smaller companies that became massive like Uber, Twitter, etc.? Call my son to talk to him. He died from cancer in 2014. I miss him terribly. Have a complete meltdown at it being just shy of a year before my then partner's passing, then I would call her and convince her to go to a doctor for a cardiovascular referral immediately, and, just in case, spend every single day up to December 26, 2011 letting her know how special she was to me. I'd thank her every day for helping me to learn how to fight without being dysfunctional like my family. I would cherish the way she was in the ways she needed to be shown. Well, first I have to explain to my parents why I'm the son and for them to not call the police. Skip all that and just head to NYC to work at the Macmillan Toy Company. Murder my uncle before I ever even met him. Tweet that my Giants will beat the Rangers in the World Series and Buster Posey will end up with Rookie of the Year. Come November, tell everyone I told them so. Quit my job immediately and go apply at the place I currently work. Start making YouTube videos. I started in 2012 but lost everything in 2017 when my business partners forced me to sell the company. Knowing what I know now, I can set safeguards in place to make sure that can't happen. Move out of my shithole apartment and move in with my folks. I did it in 2011 and it helped pull me out of the worst depression of my life. May as well start now. My roommates were awful back then. Finish college a year earlier. If I'm out of that apartment, and away from my shithole roommates, I won't let my grades suffer and be able to graduate in 2011 rather than 2012. Don't take my relationship for granted. I was in a pretty great one at the time. We'd probably break up eventually, but I really should have invested more into it. She deserved better. Go pet my dog Frankie. He still has about 2 years left. Yeah. Invest in Bitcoin. Make some sports bets. Buy Apple stock. Boring financial stuff. Yada yada. Buy Minecraft for less than what it currently costs. Be happy I can see 101010 on one of my school papers. I'd call the boys over for our traditional Friday night. Play COD, order some pizza and stay up all night with not a single thing to worry in sight. Those were the days. Check on my Nintendogs because they're probably hungry and filthy. Save my sister from taking her own life due to drugs in 2012. I'm currently 34 and a semester away from graduating with a BA in physical education. I enrolled in 2016. I'm quite proud of myself for getting this far, but I would absolutely enroll back in 2010, so I could start my degree sooner. If I was sent back in time, I would carefully plan out my life to make the choices I wish I made before, try to meet my friends earlier than before, and perform better in school. If the last 10 years were only a dream, then that would mean my place of work might not even exist, along with every person I've been friends with during this time, and the MCU may have failed. The only upside of this wake-up would mean never being heavily bullied in my 3rd grade year, so this happens, then hopefully it will be the former. Install Minecraft when it was cheaper and post prediction videos that will end up being true. I would try harder in school to pass my freshman year so I won't be behind and actually have a good GPA for college. I'd go and unplug everything in the bathroom to stop my house from burning down after I moved from Texas to South Dakota. I'd tell my best friend I love him and to stay home from his other friend's house so he wouldn't get shot in the face. Undo the last Windows 10 update. Don't listen to my doctor. Go to a specialist and get surgery early. Save 5 more years of pain. Ouch. Visit Notre Dame Cathedral. Suggest sprinklers. Bitcoin of course. Stop working in toxic jobs a lot earlier. Spoiler alert. They don't get better. Masturbate first, need that post-nut clarity. Invest in Apple. Let me introduce you to a company called Sherwin-Williams. Although in January 8 SW was twice as much as Apple, it is now worth twice as much and growing incredibly fast. Sherwin-Williams, the paint company. Go jump on my husband as fast, often, kinky as I can. We would be newlyweds and about to enter a birth control-induced dry spell that lasts a couple years. All that missed opportunity for sex. And man, I should have shown him my kinky side so much sooner. Try to find all the things that I didn't know existed before, like what my friends were up to, where my friends were, watch particular events or stories I heard about, and even where that damn Lego guy went. Then, I would tell some friends or family facts about them that they haven't told me yet just to confuse the hell out of them. I would cry because 2 of my 6 children aren't born yet and I'd miss them terribly. See if world conditions have reset to January 2010. Example: Obama is president. We're all a decade younger, etc. If so, I'm not sure I'd want to relive the past 10 years. Bet that the Cubs win the 2016 World Series. Watch Hannah Montana. See a real specialist before I get pregnant, so my baby girl would not come out as stillborn. Invest in Facebook, Apple, Amazon, etc. Make love to my dead wife once more. Okay hand. Wait. Dead at the time, or still alive and dead at a later time. Doesn't matter, I still choose her. Enjoy the stable family life without my parents shattering something every 5 minutes, and cultivate the small friendships I had and not running over everyone to try to achieve my obsession of becoming popular. FYI kid, it doesn't happen, you're an undeserving ass. Stop wallowing. Break up with my emotionally abusive boyfriend to save myself 2 years earlier. Buy Bitcoin. What I always did back then, masturbate. Real answer: get a therapist instead of waiting another 10 years to work my shit out and be a better parent to my kids sooner. Hug past family members. Actually have the courage to embrace and accept myself. Also, pursue my actual career interest instead of investing in whatever degree is easiest. Tell my grandma how much I love her. Fight back against the people and events that caused my trauma, because if I go back in time and still can't face the problems that has been haunting me now, I'll really have no one to blame but me. That's the exact day I came home from hospital with my newborn son. Go back to my old house and hope I can live here temporarily, then like other people say in the comments, invest on Bitcoin and get hella rich. Double check to make sure I wasn't pranked. When I discovered that time travel happened, write down every single damn thing I remember. I'd be turning 21 and get a second chance at redoing university with a better outcome and internships. Be wiser but enjoy a second chance. I'm torn between making my husband get into therapy sooner and burning down the house next door. Both my marriage troubles and the insanity of our upcoming neighbor were huge stressor and led to me making a hasty decision that I regretted for years. Yes, the neighbor's shit was bad enough that I honestly wanted to torch something. Probably go insane trying to figure out what the just happened and damn near have a mental collapse. Then I try and write down everything I remember and figure it what the hell to do with the girl I'm engaged to at the time, even though I know we break up a year and a half later.